Next, we're going to take a look at printing the report. We've gone back to the Patrick file. First thing we need to mention is that if you're running a runtime version of Abakosti, it will not compile to PDFs, which means you cannot take all these various report forms and put them into one print file. What you have to do instead is do a manual print, which we'll show here, and print each one. And as you print it, instead of printing to physical print, you can select the PDF option from your print dialog. And once it's printed, then you would have to use something like Adobe to compile the various forms or various files into one form. That's one of the reasons for getting the FileMaker version of Abakosti, which means you use an actual copier of FileMaker Pro to run the program. And if you do that, then it will compile the report itself, which is much quicker. That's about one of the few differences, but it is a significant difference. There's also, if you have FileMaker Pro, then you can use it yourself for doing a lot of really amazing things with the program, creating your own database forms. So that's really the recommended way to go. But here we're in the runtime version of Abakosti, so we're going to show you how that works. First of all, in order to first of all, you have to set your print order. So that's done over here by selecting the various report forms that you want to include in the order that you prefer, the order that your company wants to see them. If I click the clear button, it'll clear them all out, and we'd select them again. So you can do that. Generally, you set each one up on a needs basis as you go, and so you wouldn't be using this unless you're in a second report form and you got some of the items that you don't want to use. In any case, we've set this up for, as seen here. Once that's done, it's only going to put into the print order here those items which are set to complete. I'll show you here what I mean. It's only putting the risk in the print order. So what we need to do is go back and manually, you wouldn't have to do this the first time, but if you've already printed it and need to print it again, then you'd have to go back and manually set these to complete. If the complete is shown, then you'll see, and I've missed one of them, which is it. Non-waiver. Okay, now we've got our setup. We've gone manual, so what's going to happen? It asks if we want the recap sheet, and we're going to say yes. We would select, in this case, you're not going to have to worry about this because we're going to print to PDF, but if you're printing to a printer, you'd have to select your printer here. The rest of this should be fine. Click OK. You want to save as PDF. It's going to pull it up, and you'll need to use your operating system to navigate to where you want to save the report. And this case, we've done one before, and you can see the various Patrick forms here. So the first one, we just list it as 1. And as you see, it's a little bit involved. You got to go through, and you could be naming these yourself as you go. If I believe we're at 6, so we'll take that. And finally, the non-waiver. Followed by the service invoice, always important. Okay, once that's done, we can see the various forms here. And this is from a previous print which printed the whole thing and compiled it using FileMaker. And I'll show you that with a different version. Okay, this is in FileMaker. So we'll go over here to the report, which is set up for printing. A little different order here, but we don't have to go through all this again. If the print order is already set up here, then all we've got to do, make sure this says PDF, which it does. And wait, let me do, just go on and do it. And after that, we can minimize it. We'll go to reports, and here's the final report. You see how much faster that is. Which is really the preferred way to do things. Here's a non-waiver, which you can get signed on the iPad while you're there at the inspection. Photos, risk report, estimate. Okay, now we'll go back to our FileMaker version. Now from here on, we can, if we have the report already compiled by whatever means, we can go over to the, it's already in here, but what you can do then, once it's compiled, is click here, and I'm going to delete it. Insert PDF. And now it's available to be viewed from the program. If you want to carry it with you to on the iPad, then you can click this button and it will embed it right here. And now we've got an embedded version so that when you transfer your file of or copy of Abakosti from the computer to the iPad, it will be embedded in the program. For right now, I'm going to erase it. Okay, that's it for printing the report.